guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna do a little podcast on my archery buck. Just give you a little insight on how it all went down, and just a roundabout of how the tracking went. So I got into the blind. I believe it was pretty late in the day. Unusual for the time. Sorry if you heard the dogs barking. Unusual. Usually I'm in there by 3. I think I got in there about 4 that day. You can go back and watch the video. Might be wrong. So it was a pretty slow night. Just seen a few deer here and there. So I was kind of surprised by the movement, especially over this food plot. This food plot, my brother put a lot of work into. Put in 2 of these box blinds, kind of like redneck blinds. However, they're made out of plywood, a lot cheaper. So, got in there, got set up. Like I said, didn't see much movement. And at about 6:20-ish, I look over to my left, and there's a gas well road. And then there's a piece of woods. It kind of like dips down in and comes out. We have a watering hole down in there for them. So I look down in there, and right at the corner, right coming on the food plot, I see this rack. And as you guys know, I hit a buck probably a week prior, and that's the buck I was looking for. However, this buck caught me off guard. Absolute. It's not a monster, but an absolute stud for PA. So I'm like, this might be a once in a lifetime buck for PA. You never know. I'm very fortunate. I've shot a lot of nice bucks that I have mounted. However, this buck, I was like, I think this might, even though he's just an 8-point, I think this might. All I seen was long points. So I was like, yeah, like, this might be the biggest buck I've ever shot. So it started to happen quick. As you can tell, big bucks are smart. As you know, I should say, not as you can tell. And instantly, he started coming across the food plot. He did not want to be out there. He did not want to be in the open, I could tell. And he started across as quick as he could. And he come to about 20 yards. And unfortunately, I couldn't get the camera on him. So, set my CBE sight for 20 yards, stop him, and I settle in, take my time, don't let the nerves get to you like I think I did on the first one, and I let an arrow fly. I instantly, as he took off, I seen blood coming out of his side. So I was like, okay, I don't shoot lighted nocks or nothing like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, I got him good. I could hear the smack, and then, like I said, when he was running away, I seen blood coming out of his side. Didn't get a full pass through. For some reason, I'm not getting a full pass through this year. I get on my doe, but not on either of the bucks. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I seen blood coming out. I seen him go into the woods. So I instantly called my brother. I'm like, yo, can you come help me? I just shot a stud of a buck. He's like, yeah, I'll be up. So while he's on his way up, I give it about 15 minutes. I get down, start looking for blood, and I can't find any in the food plot. And I'm like, that's weird. I seen blood coming out. Looking back on it, I'm not sure if it was blood or flesh. I think it might have been flesh coming out of his side. So I instantly followed where I seen him go into the woods, and I start finding blood. Not much blood. And I'm thinking to myself, not again. So we follow him, and the blood starts to get more and more and more, and I find the arrow, and has good blood on it. I'm like, okay, this is good. About probably 80 yards in, we find the arrow, and I'm with good blood on it, and I'm like, okay. And at this time, it does look like a full pass through, and I'm like, that's weird, because I seen the arrow sticking out of him. So as we follow more and more, the blood starts to get a lot of blood. And I'm like, okay, like, he's a goner. And then we get to about the 150-yard mark. We still got a lot of blood, but no deer. And my brother goes to me, this is a lot of blood for no deer. And I'm like, yeah, this is really weird. Like, what's going on? So we continue down over a hill and we're starting down into a valley. And we're getting up close to the 200-yard mark. And I'm like, oh my God, like, not again. Lots of blood still. But it's in my mind. This buck is running the same way that the first buck did. However, there's 3 times as much blood. And it's not little pin drops like it was on the other buck. And I'm like, oh God. So I start down in. My brother shines his light and I see a white belly. I'm like, there he is. He goes, okay. My brother goes, okay, let's just continue following the blood, maybe just to make sure it's him. And we get closer to him and closer to him. And at this time, we're about 5 yards away. And I didn't take my bow with me because I thought I seen blood coming out of him. So I thought I got the heart. And we get up to him. And he's laying there on his side. And just about the time my brother goes, he's still alive. I can hear him breathing. This buck takes off down through the hollow. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, I didn't have my bow. And this buck's still alive. And this is about 45 minutes after. Should we give him more time? Probably. But I seen blood. I swore I seen blood coming out of him. And as much blood as we had on the blood trail, I figured he was dead. So we back out for that night. I go into work because I work midnights. And I'm like, oh God, like just thinking the whole night, I was like, please, please let him be dead. So the next morning comes around and we go down in to where we last seen blood. And in his bed, or to we last seen blood, and then we went to his bed and I look at his bed and there's just blood all through the bed. I'm like, okay, as long as he didn't clot, he's good. Then we start looking for more blood from where we thought we took off, and nothing. My heart sank again, like, not again, like, not 2 times in 1 year. I've never lost a deer in archery, knock on wood, and I lost one this year, and I don't want to lose 2. So we get up on a vantage point, or we see down in the hollow, and my brother looks through binoculars and goes, he's laying over there. And at this time, I look across, and he's only maybe 50 yards from where we bumped him, laying. And I'm like, okay. So I knock an arrow. This time I had my bow. So I knock an arrow, and I start my way down through there. And as I get closer to him, I always have my arrow nock release on. Get up close enough to him, and I give him a good swift kick, and he's dead. And just to relieve emotions, like, oh God, this year's been rough. Like, it might not seem rough to some people because they're like, oh, you had a chance at 2 PA studs. Yes, I did. Very fortunate. And that wouldn't have been if it wasn't for my brother and all the time he put into this food plot and the farm in general. But I was like, just relief emotions. Like, I thought the first buck after he got away and I made a bad shot, and then just kicking this buck up and thinking, oh my God, we bumped him. Where's he going to end up now? It's just a lot went through my mind. Just to lay my hands on him and be like, thank God. And this buck was twice the size of the first one I hit this year. Not proud of hitting the first one. I wish I'd have been happy with him. But this buck just was more special. And just to be there because my dad was there, my brother was there, just the emotions I was going through. I was just so excited to finally be behind one this year after everything that went down. Still early in the year, so I still had a lot of time to go, but I was like, thank God I didn't lose this one too. But what we learned out of all of that is just because there's a lot of blood doesn't mean they're gonna die right away. Like, obviously, you should know that. But as much blood as we've seen in the adrenaline that I had, like saying this is like the biggest buck we shot up here in a long time, I think made us made bad decisions. And when we got on the deer and we looked at the shot was right behind the shoulder, dead square behind the shoulder. What must have happened is when the arrow went in, it must have hit a rib, a bone, or something, and it then shot, or maybe the deer was quartering away more than what I thought. It shot back through his guts. So I don't think I ever got a lung or nothing. I got his guts. So I mean, it's probably 1 in a million shot. However, just because you hit him behind the shoulder does not mean you're gonna hit the strike zone like you think. There's a lot of moving parts in there. Whether he was quartering away just a little bit, hit a bone, there's a lot. But in that time when I seen him run off and swore I seen blood, I was like, yeah, we got him. So I was fortunate enough to get my hands laid on him. So Pennsylvania's only a 1 buck state, so I'm done. My girlfriend was fortunate enough to shoot one this year too. So my brother still has a buck tag and my dad still has a buck tag. So there's still a lot of hunting to come. But I just wanted to share that little story with you, that even though I thought he was a dead deer right away, it turned into a fiasco real quick. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick, just little talking about reflecting on that hunt. If you enjoy stuff like this, just let me know, like the video, subscribe. I can get some more people on to talk about their hunts. So, like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. If you have any questions, just shoot me messages. Like, subscribe, share the video, and we'll catch you next time. Have a good day, guys.